Good day, sir. My name is Binamra Thapa. My serial number is ST10090477, and in this video, I'll be presenting my part 3 for POE. So I've used Microsoft Entity Framework Core to connect to this website to my database. I've also used MVC, the Model View Controller, for this web page. Okay, so there's two ways I can run this application. One is by clicking on this debugging option, and another is without debugging option. But for this demonstration, I'll probably use this debugging option. So let's start. Okay, meanwhile it's starting. I also wanted to show you my Azure. So whenever I enter or whenever I create a new user, all the data is going to be stored on this Azure database over here. All right, as you can see, my application is started. All right, the first thing as we can see is the study time manager, which is the website name, and the website name over here in the big heading, and also a slogan called maximize your minutes and master your studies. We also have about us. It's just a basic about us paragraph, just says about what this website is and what it does. But the two important things, as you can see over here, is login and sign up. So let's say our user already have a login information, then they can go to the login over here and enter their username and password and obviously click login. But let's say if they don't, then they have to go to sign up. So for this case, I don't have any sign up page. All right, so before I create a user, let's see what happens if I do not give anything and just create an account. As you can see, it says provide all the values. The username field is required and the password field is required. So I'll provide a username and password as well. So first of all, I'm just going to provide the one that I already created over here, is ST10090477, and then I'm going to add a new password. Okay, so let's create an account. All right, as you can see, I've created my account, and now the website has redirected us to login page. We can also go to the Azure over here, the SQL Server over here, and then let's see if I have that data or not. I think I have to refresh this. Okay, let me just refresh this and let's see again. Okay, let me connect to that. Let's go to the user, 1000 rows, and as you can see, the user ID is 6, username is that, and the password is in encryption. It is encrypted. It's not in plain text. All right. So since I have a user, now let me log in. Or before I even log in, let's see what happens if I don't give anything and just hit login. As you can see, it said the user does not exist, and username field is required and password field is required. Okay, then I'll provide them my username and password and log in. Okay, so now I logged in. Now my website wants the semester information, right? So let me add the semester information over here, and that'll be 14, and the start date of the semester is 10th of January. So let's go to 10th of January, and that'll be that. Okay, so let me add a semester info over here. All right, as you can see, we have a toaster over here. It says that semester info has been added successfully, and this is the dashboard of the website. The first thing we can see is it says hi, the username, and welcome back. It also provides us the semester information over here in these paragraphs. And there's three things that we need to focus is add module, view graph, and view study log history. We also have a log out option and need help. So let's say from this need help, let's say user doesn't know how to use this application. They need to know how to use this, how to make their life easier by using this application. Then they can obviously go to this need help. So if I click over here right now, it's just going to my YouTube video. but after I'm done with this video, I'll copy my link and paste it on this button. So whenever a user press need help, they can go to they can go to this video that you're watching right now. All right. Second option, log out, is basically just going to log out from the website. We also have these three buttons: add module. So add module basically add module. I'm just going to show you. We also have view graph and view study log history, which I will show you at the in this video. So let me add a module. Okay, so you can see create module. We have module code, module name, number of credits, and study hours per week. Okay, so in first case, I'm gonna add programming, and I'm gonna add module name will be programming, number of credits will be 15, and class hours per week will be 5. Let's create that. And as you can see, we have a toaster over here that says programming added successfully, and we also have the programming in a card, right? We can see programming PROG6212 15 credits, class hours is 5, remaining self required, which is the calculated one, is a 5 over here, and so remaining self study hours is 5. Okay, so let me add another module which proves that I can add multiple modules. So let me add networking. Model name will be networking, number of credits will be 20, and class hours per week will be 7. So let's create that. Let's hit create. As you can see, networking added successfully, and we can see networking over here. Let me add another module, and let's say for this one a user just hit create. What happens? It says that please fill out this field. All right, so it's like a mandatory. So let me add a database. Let me hit create. Simply fill out this field. All right, cloud development. Let me hit create. Okay, let's get that. Let's give that 10, and class hour per week will, let's say, 3, and let's hit create. As you see, database added successfully, and we can see cloud development. Oh, sorry, I made a mistake over here. It's supposed to be cloud development with database. Okay, it's fine. It's all right. So okay, so we can see that we can add programming, networking, and cloud development over here, right? That means that we can add multiple modules. So let's see what this add self-study hours button does. When I click there, we can enter how many hours I studied for programming. So let's say I studied for 2 hours for programming on, so started is 10 January. So if I go to 10 January, as you can see, I can go below 10 January, and I can go above April. All right, this is the feature that I added so that it will be easier for user to look and which dates are available. So let's say on 11th of January, I studied programming for 2 hours. So let's add the self-study hours. As you can see, say the study log for programming added successfully, and this was 5. Remaining self-study hours was 5 before, now it's 3. Okay, so let me add for networking as well. Let me add 1 hour for networking on let's say 13th of January. So let's add that, and as you can see, 1 hour and 6. Let me add for cloud development as well. I made a mistake over here, but let's say 3 hours on 14th. So let's add that, and as you can see, we have self-study. Remaining self-study hours will be 1. Okay, so let's view our graph now. Okay, as you can see that this graph shows that I have studied more for database. That means it says that I only have 1 hour left. For networking, I've studied less because there's 6 hours study. I still have to study for 6 hours, and programming, I still have to study for 3 hours, right? And a user can toggle between bar graph and line graph. So I also have line graph over here. So this is for programming, this is for networking, and this is for database. All right, so let's go back to the list. All right, we can see that we can add modules, we can add study logs, we can look at the graph, which is working as well. And now lastly, let's just check our view study log history. And as you can see that we have 6, 3, 1, 2. This is basically saying that how many hours have been did. So let's go back to the list. Okay, so as you can see that the user can add module, they can add self-study hours, they can look at the view, and they can log the history. But we also have to check another thing is, can multiple user register or not? So for that to check, I just have to log out, and let me sign up with a different username. And let's say for this case right now it's Binomra, so I'm gonna add the ST10090477, and then I'm just gonna create an account, and we have Binomra, and let's log in that. Okay, so let's add a semester information again. Let's say that's 14, and let's for this time Binomra start his semester on let's say 20 of January. Okay, as you can see, semester information added successfully. Let me add a module. Let's call this cloud, and let's call this a cloud development. Number of credits will be maybe 13 and 4. Let's create that. As you can see, we have our self-study required and remaining as well. Let me add another module. Let's call this math, and number of credits will be 12, and study hours will be, this is 6. So let's create that. And as you can see that I have math credits with this 12, week 6, 2 and 2. Okay, so let me add self-study hours. Let's say I study 2 hours for cloud on 28th of January. So let's add that. As you can see, it was 5 before, now it's 3. I can view the graph, cloud and math, and I can toggle between graphs like line graph over here. I can go back to the list. I can view my log history. It's 2 hours for cloud on that day. So let's go back to the list, and I can log out. So yeah, so that was my programming web application. So all the data that I've just entered, everything will be stored in my Azure. So let's go back to my study logs over here. And as you can see, I have added programming, networking, database, and cloud. And we have the user, you have the user ID over here, 6667. Sorry. Let's see the semester information. As you can see, we have the semester information was 14, and the date is different. User ID will be 6 and 7. Let's see the module, and we have all the modules, programming name, credits, and everything over here. And let's see the user. We should have 2 users. That will be the number and ST100, and their password is encrypted as well. So yeah, that's it. This was my part 3 for programming, and I hope you like this video. Thank you so much.